After playing Assassin's Creed, I wanted to visit the Middle East. After playing Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, I wanted to visit Italy. But after Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, I had no desire to visit India. It's interesting. All of the 3D Assassin's Creed games are titled as concepts: Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood, Revelations, Syndicate. But the Chronicles games are titled by locations, but you never feel like you're a part of that location. India feels the same way. Rome was a world. India is a set piece. It's Assassin's Creed. There's historical context and there's locations, but it doesn't have that awesomeness. It doesn't have that world you can explore. That's how I feel about the entire game. It's Assassin's Creed, but it's missing that awesomeness. It makes you ask the question, what's an Assassin's Creed game? Is it leaps of faith? Is it wall climbing? Is it combat? Is it stealth? Every element of an Assassin's Creed game you can think of is in Assassin's Creed Chronicles India. But some things just don't impact you the same way. Take the leaps of faith, for example. That moment had two purposes: to allow you to see more of the map and see how big the world was. And then you had the jump. You stepped up to the ledge and jumped off. It was awesome. Then you see that translated in the game and it looks pathetic. And it's still the way to see the whole map. It doesn't make sense. The combat works well, but also lacks that flair. You can attack, you can counter, you can slide and attack, all that is there, but you can't bounce between enemies like in the 3D game, so fighting doesn't feel as exciting. It's also button mashy. I don't think timing goes into counters at all. I would literally be tapping the counter button and counter or dodge everything. The only way I'd get hit is by the enemy countering my attacks or if they shot me in the middle of my animation. That happened enough to make it challenging, but it was still too easy. I will say assassinations are still satisfying even though they don't have that flair either. You have 4 tools to make assassinations easier. You can whistle, you have sound bombs to distract enemies, a chakra, which is a blade that can bounce off objects, and smoke bombs. I like what Climax Studios did with whistling. You can change the volume by making your Mark of the Ninja style sound circle bigger so it can reach a greater distance. You don't use the chakra much except to cut ropes in hard to reach places, but the smoke bombs are super useful for assassinations and getaways. Where Climax Studios gets the feel of Assassin's Creed correct is the stealth. Like I said, it's Mark of the Ninja style, so you can see sound from your feet, you can see vision cones, sound circles when you assassinate someone, etc. And there's cover, which is anything that's green. You could also use a grappling hook to latch onto certain ceilings to take cover. The stealth is tense, and you need patience, but my only complaint about the stealth is that it's pretty scripted. There's only a few ways to go about getting around the guards. In Mark of the Ninja or any of the 3D Assassin's Creed games, there's multiple ways to use your tools or use the environment. In this game, you can only use the grappling hook on certain surfaces, and you only have so many smoke bombs, so it's harder to improvise when things go wrong, or if you see another way to do things. It's not bad, but it's disappointing considering where this game gets its concepts from. And the game doesn't like to respond to movement sometimes, so when it's time to escape, you might get caught more than you'd like. What's impressive is when the guards are looking for you. They sweep everything. They do a better job than the AI in the 3D games. One thing that I have to mention that might trip you up is the 2.5D plane. Sometimes it's hard to tell where the guards are looking because you can't tell which plane they're looking at. So there was one time where a guard was on a higher level looking down on my location. Logically, I was like, I'm not moving there. That's right in his vision cone. So I tried to climb the wall, which are all marked by red areas, and slide across on the other side. And then I'd get caught by him turning around. Turns out when he was facing me, he wasn't looking on the same plane, so I walked right past it. There's other examples of that, and it's not a deal breaker problem, but there's enough of that to make mention of it. I would say the 2.5 dimension does more harm than good. Otherwise, it's just a feature to add more depth to a level. That's important, but it's not used enough. Where Climax Studios absolutely fumbled is the story. It's not worth your time at all. You play as Arbaaz in 1841. The Sikh Empire is fighting against the East India Company, and a Templar arrives with a valuable jewel stolen from the assassin order. Arbaaz goes to figure out why they're here and what they're doing. And I still don't know why they're here or what they're doing. Most of the plot is focused on Arbaaz needs to get the bad guys. And then there's a love story. And all of it is told through pretty paintings inspired by Indian art, mediocre voice acting, and cheesy dialogue. Like, I got to the end of the game when I'm coming into contact with the big boys, and I have no idea why this jewel that apparently belonged to Ezio is so important. I know it's a piece of Eden, and in Assassin's Creed lore that's important, but what the Templars plan on doing with it isn't made abundantly clear. Assassin's Creed Chronicles India also has challenges. There's collect challenges where you have to collect anima shards as fast as possible. There's contracts where you have to use stealth and find the contract, then assassinate the target. And there's assassinations, where you kill everyone as fast as you can. They're all time-based, and they're challenging, which is why I have a problem that you have to complete the sub-objectives to unlock more challenges. In order to unlock more challenges, you have to get assassin marks. That's what I call them. The game doesn't give them a name. Each challenge mode has their own sub-objectives to complete along with beating it quickly. The problem is, if you get assassin marks and collect challenges, it might open levels in contracts. So if you like assassination challenges, you can't play that mode to unlock levels in that mode. The marks go into a pool, and whatever is next in line to unlock, that's what will be unlocked. I don't think that's a fun way to challenge people. Assassin's Creed Chronicles India stumbles a lot. It doesn't have the same awesomeness as its 3D adaptations, its story is about as interesting as a Vizio logo lighting up on a TV, the combat is too easy, there's a lot going on that's just not that great. But its stealth might be worth the price of admission if you're really looking for a side-scrolling stealth game. There's even 2 new game plus modes if you want the challenge. So, if you love stealth, this might be a great way to satisfy that itch and provide a challenge. But if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, I can't imagine you'll find much fulfillment from this game. I sure didn't. With that said, I think Assassin's Creed Chronicles India is good enough for a 6 out of 10. Don't forget to subscribe to the Game Watcher YouTube channel, like on Facebook, and follow on Twitter.
What was that?
You! Assassin! Help!